Hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome back. Yes, it's the older man again. So today, I want to talk about that very elusive problem of transactional relationships. And this is a pretty complex subject because we need to ask ourselves, whether you're male or female, what is it I'm getting from the opposite sex that would make it worthwhile pursuing a relationship? So you have to ask yourself, well, isn't that a transaction when you're actually exchanging one thing for the next? It's an exchange of goods or services. Because when I mention the fact that relationships are quite transactional, people start to get into this whole thing about, oh no, it's what God has put together. It's two people coming together. It's two spirits coming together. And that's all fine and good. I'm not saying that that's not part of the process. And if you do get that in a relationship, that is awesome. Awesome. But in the end, the definition of you being attracted to another person is whether you are getting something. That could be emotional support. That could be money. It could be anything. In other words, it's a transaction. Imagine if you kept giving love all the time to a man or a woman, and you weren't getting anything back. Eventually, what would happen? That deal would fall apart. You would go to the wayside. The other person would find another person who can fulfill a contractual agreement, meaning the love that I'm getting is the love I'm receiving. I hope you see my point. Anyway, guys, before we get into it, give me that thumbs up. Hit the old subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Book a session if you have something on your mind you need to get off your mind. You need to talk to an older soul to get some clarity. Book a session. But if you have a quick question, get me over on Instagram. All right. So let's get into this subject. And I want to approach it from this one video. This has become one of my favorite channels to critique, actually. Whole Math, as I should say. It's called Whole Math Explained. Let's listen.
Ladies, the more expensive you look and the more expensive you sound, the smaller your dating pool is going to be. Because a lot of men will have a hard time committing to you because your presence makes them feel insecure.
Here we go again with these euphemisms. Like, remember intimidating? He must be intimidated by my strongness. What she's saying is everyone has costs to their lives, and men traditionally bear the costs for both partners, even though women want to get paid the same even if they're not doing the same work. So the more it costs to keep you around, the more men will be insecure around you. I would like to use a different word. I'm going to go with disgusted. Here's why. She compares women to cars. Some women are Bugattis. They're expensive, so people walk out of the dealership. She then says, don't be a Toyota or even a Benz. Just wait for the right customer. Now, money does matter. You have to have enough to cover the costs. And it's okay to have standards as long as they're reasonable. But when do you have money is the basis of the relationship, well, what happens when that changes? It's all going to collapse. That's a transactional relationship. I will be with you and spend time with you and everything as long as you keep the money flowing. I don't know why anyone would ever agree to that. If you structure your relationship this way, then as the money comes and goes, the relationship comes and goes. Conscious relationships are built on the connection. You still have to have enough money to support the relationship, but when the money changes, we'll figure it out. All of these things are important in relationships, but as a man, you can have these and not these, and she'll like you, but if you have these and not these, she'll only pretend to. And that does not make me feel insecure. It makes me feel like I walked down the wrong alleyway.
And no, I'm not objectifying women.
Of course not. You're objectifying men. Your economic ability is the basis of your value. Gross.
And that is why you need more involved in a relationship than just the finances. Because if the finances stops flowing from the man's side, right, technically the woman says, okay, I will no longer be in this transaction. That's why it's important for you to have something else that keeps the relationship together. Because in the end, it's all about how can we help each other. The idea behind a relationship is, hey, I have someone there to support me during the bad times as well as the good. And when things are good, I am there and I'm happy. And you know what? When things are bad, we work together to get back to that proper position where things will be better for both of us. A relationship isn't based on, hey, I am getting everything I want, and when I stop getting everything I want, I'm out of here. That's how most women think. And so, as I do more and more of these bloody videos online, someone asked me in the comments last night, older man, don't you just get so disgusted and almost icky? I think that was the word they used, having to do these videos and feature these women in these videos. And to be honest, yeah, I do feel almost like, where are we at as a society? We are at the lowest degree of married rate. More and more people are lonely because people are not getting together for intimate relationships. The hookups for the top 20% of men, yes, that's great. But real meaningful relationships are shit. No one is having them. They're almost a rarity, a rare species in the wild, when you can find a person that you can actually find a relationship where you come together and build together. Build and survive. Now every woman wants a man that's already built. Not only just built already, they want him to have built a castle. Forget about a 2-bedroom bungalow these days. And here's another thing. Before we go to the next video, I want to get this out because I get a lot of women who give me pushback. Oh, why you keep picking on women? Ladies, I want you to listen and listen well. You have been sold a lie. You have been sold a lie by feminism. Now, please understand, I was one of the original supporters of feminism, equality for males and females. But what feminism have literally morphed into is literally a hate group. It's just women who have been told that they should despise men for being stronger, making more money, because they're doing the harder jobs. They should be embarrassed and humiliated because they're the stronger and more resilient of the species. But yet, when they become feminine and feminized, oh, we should celebrate that. These are the new generation of men. But no woman wants that man. No woman wants a feminine man because her biology kicks in and says, that is not a man that would fit my needs. I need a man, a real man with a deep voice, muscles, frame, game, that he must have the height that I can feel protected, even though that's a myth. So ladies, you gotta try to buck this trend that has been tearing the whole society apart, the whole relationship market apart, and realize that the reason that I fight with the women so much is to try to get them back in line, because you have been taught to become masculine. There's no organized movement to make men feminine by men. Men ain't going out there and going, yeah, boy, you should be more feminine. Get in touch with your feminine side. Put on your best, be there for her emotionally. There is no movement that's doing that. You are doing that. The females are doing that. And I suspect the only reason you're doing that is because you do not want to compete with men who are men. You feel that you got a better chance to compete, to kick the ass, to manipulate the weaker men, the men who are not solid men, the feminine men. You want those men on your level only so that you can actually dominate them, not that you want to marry them. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a whole generation of feminine men, but you want your man to be the masculine of them all. Please tell me how that makes sense, because that's what's happening. And I will show you the pain of a man who's describing his divorce, just so you understand the transaction that took place that went wrong. Because a lot of men don't go real deep with what has happened. He will tell you that he's in pain, but that's about it. But this guy broke it down nicely. And the title is, The Reason Why Men Nowadays Should Not Get Married Without Having a Prenuptial Agreement. I go one step further. Put all your assets in an irrevocable trust. Then get a prenup agreement on top of that. Then while you're married, you get a postnup agreement.
So how much did my divorce cost me? Well, this is a fantastic question. There's direct and there's indirect costs. Direct costs, I lost $106,000 out of my 401k retirement plan I spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half the equity in the home, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cash, and savings that I also spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half of all the non-liquid assets like furniture, household goods, electronics, cars. Keep in mind, I paid for all of these. And this is in addition to financially supporting her and her/our daughter for 17 years, which is many hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm now broke, live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and have a negative net worth for the first time since I was, 25. Indirect costs: my job, my sobriety, my self-worth, my masculinity, my hope for the future, my ability to trust women again, my belief in God, my pride, my motivation, my physical health. I don't know, let's just say everything.
The thing is, no woman cares about him. He's just a tool. You will hear every excuse in the book about why the woman probably left in the first place. More than likely, she wasn't happy.
Women initiate about 75% of divorces. There are multiple reasons for that. But one reason is that women are higher in trait neuroticism. They're more sensitive to negative emotion. So they feel more units of negative emotion subjectively per unit of stress. And so they get unhappy faster.
But I can tell you, divorce will destroy both parties unless the woman gets into another marriage where another man will once again support her. Most of the time, the woman has to be sustained, you see. She's the one that needs help. Tom said, "Men, stop getting married. It's a trap." It's a trap in the West. Yes, 100%. Someone responded to him, "You mean today it only benefits women? It didn't start out that way at all. It just became fairer to women. Read American history and be amazed. 60 years ago, it was a trap for women." No, it wasn't. I don't know where you get this idea that, back then women didn't need protection. Back then it was more and more a problem for a woman to be on her own. She could not go out and just buy a house, walk on the street on her own, be a functioning member of society at any point. Most women want to have kids as well. You think she could have been a single mother on her own 60 years ago and got any respect from anyone? Be married to another man? Point is that we tend to look at today's metrics and then refer it back into the past. You got to realize that social norms back then were significantly different. Back then, you couldn't be a single mom. You were a disgrace. Your husband either had to have died or have been extremely abusive, and I mean physically, for you to divorce him in order for you to be looked at with any credibility. Those were technically the only two choices you had. This idea was, I wasn't happy. You can forget that shit. Somebody said it here. Marriage benefits the man, divorce benefits the woman. And we can argue that in detail. Clinton said, the woman lost as well. Most put everything on hold to raise kids, careers, and ambitions come to a complete stop often. And don't let these kids be sickly kids. It intensifies the stakes. She oftentimes puts her entire life on hold so the man can go build wealth, 401ks, etc. I seriously think a woman that has done that in a marriage after 20 years deserves half of everything. Both parties should be able to ride off into the sunset, equally happy and financially secure. So this is a man saying this. And he's right. He's right in a sense. I mean, currently my wife has given me 20 years with my kids. The thing is, we're pretty much equally yoked as far as income is concerned. So she makes quite a bit of money as well. So we both come together as one and we have quite a good life. I'm not flashy. I'm comfortable. I don't have to worry about where my next dollar is coming from. If you watch some of my, Let's Talk Money, then you would understand more about me financially. But the point I'm trying to make is the benefits that we both have is that we come together and we share everything. In today's society, it's just almost like a money grab from the woman side. And the man is almost supposed to be putting up the majority of the money. He has to then pay her alimony and child support. Now, what he's saying is if a woman puts her career on hold, if she becomes a stay-at-home mom, if she's now doing the traditional role, then of course she's entitled to the part of the man's salary because she's technically working for the home. But that is not even possible in today's modern society because there needs to be a 2-income household in order for us to sustain the kids. So now we outsource the kid rearing to some third party. That is the norm now for most people. That's what we're going through, right? So if the woman then leaves at this point, does she have to share part of her pension? Does she have to share part of her alimony? Does she have to do anything? This is what we got to look at. It is still in favor of her. 90% of the time, she gets control, primary control over the kids. And then the courts award child support to her. This is where the problem comes in.
There's some additional problems with divorce that people don't really grasp when they're young. Like the idea that you can be divorced once you have children, that's kind of a stupid idea, because you can't. You can find a limited substitute for your initial freedom. But if you have kids and you try to get divorced, the probability that that's going to demolish your life is very, very high. First of all, it's incredibly expensive. So one or both of you is going to come out of that poor. And your market value has declined. Let's say you're the woman who takes the kids. Your market value has declined radically. You're going to be poorer. The man, he's just as screwed, because he is now an indentured servant, and there's no escape from it. So it's not so bad if you can negotiate a peaceful separation, and some people can, but lots of times if you have a terrible relationship, it's not like negotiating a peaceful separation is all that easy. But if you're at each other's throats, good luck to you. It is not pleasant.
Part of this transaction that I'm talking about, and I've gone through a lot of information where I feel like I'm losing you guys with the main part of this story. We are in a situation where women are constantly pushing for more as well. She wants more from the transaction. And I want to put it like this. A woman tries to get as much as she can from the man. Once she secures the man, then she wants total and utter control over the man. And it's summed up in this video here.
When a woman says, I shouldn't have to ask him, he should already know. For example, they've talked about my guy, his job is to take out the garbage.
Okay.
I don't understand why I keep having to ask him to do it. He's not doing it.
All right, so
he should just know.
He should just know.
Yeah.
Take out the garbage. Is the problem the garbage isn't taken out, or the garbage isn't taken out when you want it done? Like when you want it to. My schedule. I want it done now.
Yeah.
Is that the problem, or that it's just never going to be done, and he'll just stack up 10 bags of garbage all around there?
I think it's more of, it'll be done, but it's not on the timeline that I made up.
That's pretty fair.
Or that we discussed.
Yeah, that's
okay.
fair. And you shouldn't have to explain or talk or do anything, because you're the authority now of what time it needs to be done. You shouldn't have to do that.
I am not his mother. I just want him to take it out, take out the trash.
But you should be a mind reader of when that should be done, right?
Yeah.
Let's just make this fair here. How often do you think he wants intimacy and you don't just do it when he thinks about it?
That's a good one.
I want intimacy often, maybe a couple times a day, and I think about it often.
Yeah.
And I want you to just know, without me saying anything, that intimacy is what I want a couple times a day. Or at least every day. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to tell you that I want intimacy with my partner. You should just know.
Ooh, that's good.
Pretty fair. We're just being fair here. All right, I should just be on your time frame for taking out the garbage, but you should be on my time frame for intimacy.
Yeah.
What do you think, babe?
How'd that stack up?
Because guess what I'm thinking right now?
No one will ever know.
I gotta, look.
You gotta take out the garbage, let's go.
I'm on a break.
And it's this push for the control that women constantly have to do. And the lesson you should get from this gentleman is that women will always try to get you to the point where they're in total control over every aspect of your life. Because she knows that if she can control the garbage, she can control the punani. She can hold it for ransom. She can then control your pocket. And then what comes after that? Once she has complete control, what do you think happens after that? Boredom. I've conquered this one. My husband, the disdain comes. Yeah, my husband, he does this. My husband, the disdain kicks in. The lack of respect. Because remember, that's ultimately what a woman wants. If she can manipulate you to do whatever she wants, she got you. That's what she ultimately wants.
There's only one thing that all women want. People will tell you that they want money, they want someone tall, they want someone strong. The reality of hypergamy for a woman is only by one metric. It's our ability to manipulate a man. Yeah? We will only respect men we can't manipulate.
But then she becomes bored. And what does a bored woman do? Yes, she's either slipping somebody else, getting some dick somewhere else, or she'll leave you once she monkey branches to someone else. So don't ever make a woman tell you when to take out the garbage. You know you're a grown-ass man. When that garbage gets to a point where it has to be taken out and you remember it, then you take it out. She's not your mother. Because that works both ways. I'm not his mother. Yeah, shut up then. Don't try to treat me like your child. I will get to the garbage when I see that it's full enough. And if you don't like to see the garbage sitting there because you think it has reached a point where it should be taken out, you take it out. That's what my wife does. Or one of the kids. Simple. If I see it first, or if I put the last piece in that it has filled up, I will take it out. If they do it, I expect them to take it out. That's how it works in my household. My wife don't look at me, garbage, no. She don't do that shit. She wouldn't even think about it. That's not how I run my shit over here. It just blows my mind that we have these absolutes that I listen to. You know, it almost as if everybody expect you to be the garbage take out a person or I'm going to get upset. That's not how it works in a normal household. Oh, I'm doing the dishes or nobody does the dishes. I will wash my dishes if I used it. Boom, simple. If we get a little lazy and they accumulate too much, we'll throw it in the dishwasher and the dishwasher will take care of it. Simple. I don't understand why these things become a problem in people's household. There is a solution to adult problems. I just want to play this last one because we find that we get in these positions where women don't understand how much mental stress they put on their man. And you ever heard of the man who just literally just drive home after work and he sits in the carport, engine still running, and he's just sitting there for 15 minutes before he goes in the house? You know why he's doing that? He knows that he has to go in there and deal with a woman that he's not happy to see. That's not a woman that's bringing peace to him. He's not running in with open arm. Hey, honey, hi, I'm home. No, he knows that he has to go home to a nightmare. And no wife should be like that. None. And this woman puts it together nicely. I'll just finish off with this.
He comes home on certain days and his mental health is not good because of what he's dealing with out in the world. And I have two choices. I can be his peace and create peace, or I can be the storm and create chaos. And I created chaos for so long that my husband, any of y'all's husbands just sit in the driveway for 15 minutes and they don't want to come inside and they're listening to music or doing something on their phone because they know that the second they walk in the house, they're getting railed. Like, oh my God, finally you're home. Take this baby. Oh my gosh, I haven't showered all day. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Like, listen, I was that wife. I get it. But my role as a wife is when my husband comes home, I go, okay, babe, I know you had a rough day. I can see it all over you. Let's go take your boots off. Go sit down. You want to watch YouTube? You want to go on TikTok and scroll? I'll bring you something to eat, something to drink, a snack, whatever. And you just decompress. You want to go take a shower? Go take a shower. Decompress. Because then my husband can take a moment to himself from his hard day and he can say, all right, I'm decompressed. Now I can jump in and help you wherever. And I think we just get in this mindset of like, oh my gosh, we're at home with the kids all day. That's what we're supposed to do. And we're tired. When do I get my break? Blah, 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 blah. I hate to break it to y'all. You're never going to get a break till you did.
I love how she ended that. You're never going to get a break until you're dead. Every man knows that. But women cannot deal with that reality. They think it should be sunshines and rainbows right through to the end of her life. Because that's what we've told women. And that's why, my friends, women can't do the hard jobs for long. That's why women cannot sustain the house alone and take care of a man for long. Because the job of doing that is hard. Conquering the world, fighting the world every day is difficult. But a man, he's designed to do it. He knows that he has no choice. If he needs to protect and provide for his family, he has no damn choice. Anyway, guys, I'm going to lock it off here. Let me know your thoughts. Let's have a conversation online. Sorry, this one is a little long. I just wanted to get a lot of information out. So this one was a little long. Okay? But hey, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.